Speaking of Monique, Flame Monroe. Flame Monroe. I don't know if y'all have heard of Flame Monroe. He is a transgender slash drag slash LGBTQ personality comedian. He was featured on Tiffany Haddish's We Ready. He is really making waves online. He's been doing a couple of interviews lately. He did an interview recently where he revealed that Monique kind of stabbed him in the back, took food out of his mouth. He was supposed to be on a radio show with her, and apparently she didn't want to hire him because she didn't like his lifestyle. That is why, she told the powers that be, and the powers that be told Flame Monroe that, Monique didn't want to work with him because of that. Well, here we are years later. Flame Monroe came out, told his story, and he threw a little shots at Sydney, aka Daddy, aka the source of all Monique's problems, they say. I don't know. But, in throwing that shade, he outed him because he was like, who is Daddy calling Daddy? And it's like, oh, who is Daddy calling Daddy? Who is Daddy calling Daddy? Later on, though, he kind of, backpedaled a little bit. He said that, Sydney was, just got hit with a few stray bullets that were meant for Monique. But, still, it's like, he said, he made a comment and said that Monique married the lifestyle. She didn't approve of his lifestyle, but she ended up marrying the lifestyle because now she in a quote unquote open relationship. Whew. Flame is doing it. Ever since I saw We Ready a couple of months ago, I was like, oh my God, that is the funniest comedian on Netflix right now. One of them. Anyway, speaking of Flame Monroe been making waves. He been triggering people. He been triggering the LGBTQ plus IAX plus community by speaking his, her, we, he, she, we truth. He went on the Breakfast Club. So he doesn't care about pronouns. He doesn't, well, I say she because she was dressed as a female. And he said that most transgender people, well, all transgender people are men. They are men. We know that. We've talked about this on this channel before. But he said, at the end of the day, like, they're female impersonators. Everyone is a female impersonator. They grew up watching their cousins, aunties, aunts, mothers, all of that be women. And, he's not going to take away from real women because no one can take the place of real women. If they did, no one would be here. Everybody on this planet came from a woman at some point. Black women in particular, especially on these YouTube streets, have been like listen to that Breakfast Club interview and are particularly pleased at what Flame had to say. Because like we've been saying that. We've been saying that for years? We've been saying that for a while now. Hell, I've been saying it. I've been beat up by saying it. I got a video on my channel right now. Don't be calling me sis. Don't be changing my title, adding something to me as a woman just to make you feel better. Like, don't do that. Like, I am a woman. I am what I am, period. So Flame also made a couple of points that got YouTubers crying and screaming and fighting and turning off their comment section because people agree with Flame. Flame said at the end of the day, there are only two sexual organs, a dick and a vagina. That's it. That's it. You ain't got nothing to choose from. And when Charlamagne said, well, there's a butthole, he was like, well, everybody got one of them. You can get that from male or female. You can get that from a dog or a cat. You can get that from anywhere. But there's a penis and a vagina. And he don't know not nan woman with a penis. Not nan. So all these women out here walking around with penises. Where they at? I don't know none either. He also made a point to say that, transgenders in sports, as particularly transgendered women men who have transitioned to women, should not compete against natural women in sports. And he said that gives those men a free license to beat a woman's ass, pretty much. And at the end of the day, they're always going to win because they're bigger, stronger, all of that. Physically, that is what is in their DNA. You cannot change DNA. You cannot change biology. He also spoke about the Malik Yoba interview. He said it wasn't nothing but a bunch of confusion. If y'all recall, I talked about the Malik Yoba interview, and I talked about how one of the people on there were discussing women and said there's no such thing as a natural woman. And I was like, so basically y'all just saying we just don't exist. Like, what the hell? So needless to say, women in particular are, applauding Flame Monroe for at least standing up on our behalf. Now, the LGBTQ, IAX+++ community, on the other hand, they want to fight him. They want to erase him from this earth. I've seen videos that said Flame Monroe must go. Where must he go? Where must she go? Where was he, she, we go? Like, at the end of the day, y'all keep talking about transgender women being killed, but then y'all are advocating for violence against this person who was speaking their truth. Like, where y'all do that at? For a community that claims to, be fighting for inclusion. It's like now all of a sudden one of your own, you want to say he's not in our group. We don't include him. He's not what he says he is. He's not a real trans. He said he was trans. How you gonna say he's not a trans? How you gonna tell him what he is? The same thing that y'all LGBTQ whatever do, come on my platform saying, you can't call that man, you can't call that trans woman a man. You can't call Mr. Man Hands a man. You can't, fighting over pronouns. The same thing that y'all do, y'all are doing to him. Basically telling him he's not what he is. Basically labeling him something that he doesn't identify as. The hypocrisy is astounding. And you got these people on here crying, literally crying on video, talking about what Flame Monroe spoke of his truth, what he said about women, about there being nothing better than a woman, about their, women being able to reproduce, about, vagina, all the things that he said. Somebody came on that video and said that Flame would cause the death and destruction of trans women by saying that. And it's like, how so? Where about? But, I talked about this on my Patreon the other day, and I really just don't understand. And look, I got into my whole diatribe without putting my Flame Monroe picture up, child. I got into my whole diatribe. You said the homophobia in this chat, and therein lies the problem. Nobody can disagree with anybody in the LGBT community without being called a homophobe, without being called transphobe, without being called phobic. I've done videos about that. What is a phobia? A phobia means fear of. Ain't nobody scared of y'all. Yeah, I might be scared of getting beat up by some dude in a wig, which some dude in a wig had tried to say he was gonna fight me before. But other than that, ain't nobody scared of you. You can live your life the way you want to live your life. Whatever you do behind your closed doors, whoever you decide to lay with, whoever you decide to give your dick or vagina to, who gives a fuck? Who cares? I'm just saying, don't encroach your sexuality on me. I have nothing to do with it. So somebody said I'm more confused now. Flame spoke facts. The gay community is delusional, right? They get on my nerves with that narrative. Child, I just don't understand. They are more conflicted within their own community than ever, and then they want to beat up people and want us to pretend that you are what you say you are. Look, if I walk around all day long saying I'm a billionaire and I ain't got but $2 in the bank, guess what? I'm not a billionaire. I say that all the time. That's what I identify as. And you better respect me as such. So when I go in my bank, they better be delusional and they better look at me and see a billionaire and give me my money out the bank that I don't have. And that's what I see when I see all these men, some of these men saying, you better call me she, you better this, that, and the third. And you look, live your life do what you want to do, but don't try to encroach on nobody else. Like, at the end of the day, you say you're a woman, you want to be a woman, that's how you feel inside, that is what you are, so be it. But if I see you walking down the street and I don't see a man, don't get mad. I mean, I don't see a woman, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, because I don't see what you see. And I can't be forced into that delusion to buy into, you know, what you pretend to see in the mirror. Like, you know, I might think I'm skinny today, but I'm fat. You know what I'm saying? But I can't walk around and force people to see me. Only thing I could do is live my truth. Only thing I could do is walk around and live like a billionaire, even though I'm not. So what somebody else says about me should not matter. You know, and that is my overall issue with a lot of people in the LGBT. Well, no, I'm not going to say a lot of people. I'm going to say the T in the LGBTQ, because it's like they want to force people, and I say that with all sincerity. They want to force people to see and to treat them and to do all of these things that they should be doing for themselves. Well, the way I treat you shouldn't matter. The way I, you know, if I see you and I see a dude, that shouldn't matter. Just keep on walking. I'm not in your life. You don't know me. Same thing that Flame said. I don't know 100 people. Why do I care about 100 dislikes? I say that all the time on here. When I was saying the same things all over the summer, I was saying the same things. It was nothing I could do about it. You know, I had this man hands person sending people over to attack me. What could I do about it? Like, okay, like, I don't know y'all. Who cares? But it's still my truth. It's still what I am. It's still how I feel. You're not going to change how I feel. You're not going to be all in my DMs, you know, cursing me out, calling me transphobic, homophobic, when I know I'm not. And that's not going to change me as a person. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And I see what Flame said about that. At the end of the day, he said he changed how he was. He puts on big baggy clothes and goes to the PTA meetings or whatever, because he wants to make his children's life as normal as possible. Parenthood is often sacrificed in being a parent. And it seems like, you know, he chose to do that. People are mad at him for choosing his kids over his lifestyle. And I don't understand that either. So basically, you want him to be gay or trans or whatever else before being a parent? Is that what you want? Is that what you prefer? So, you know, there's just a lot of interesting things online. If y'all see some of it, let me know. You know, a lot of people been sending me stuff. We've been kikiing about it over on Patreon. Like, dude, y'all really in y'all feelings. Y'all are really hurt over this person's truth. I don't understand it. Oh, excuse me. I'm still getting over this. But I'm here. So, you know, I would love to hear what you guys have to say. You said, I hope Ryan Murphy sees Flame's authenticity and puts him on the next season of Pose. That would be wonderful. I mean, I just feel like Flame, his star is rising. Her star is rising. However he identifies today. He, she, we. He calls himself he, she, we. What did he say? He gets the check, she makes the money, and we cash it, or something to that effect. But, you know, we can only, you know, respect goes both ways. Respect goes both ways. Don't force, you know, how you feel on me, calling me sis, calling me fish, calling me bitch, calling me hoe, calling me all kind of things, and I can't call you a he. I can't call you a he. But I digress. Y'all gonna get me started. Please call in. Let me hear what you have to say about all of this. We talked about Jussie Smollett suing the city of Chicago. We talked about Julia Roberts being a suggested lead in the film Harriet. We talked about Monique suing Netflix. We talked about Flame Monroe outing Monique's husband. And we talked about, you know, Flame Monroe versus the LGBTQ and his appearance on The Breakfast Club. Another thing, I saw a video, and I don't even know who it was, some insignificant person who was going in on Flame Monroe. And he said something about Flame outed somebody. You know, that's not right. You're a member of the community. How you gonna out somebody? Y'all community out people every day. Y'all don't see the number of trans women on like out in Young Buck, trans women out in Dwight Howard, trans women out in all these men, gay men out in people. Hell, Junkie Dineva posted Cordell Stewart, tried to out him. Y'all don't see the hypocrisy in what all of these people are saying. So now all of a sudden, they're pristine. They're, everything they do is, is they can't believe that Flame spoke their truth, but they're walking around doing worse things, calling women bitches, and they're preaching to their audience of mostly women as if they're going to change their mind, as if saying, you shouldn't believe what Flame said. You're not God's gift. You're not perfect. Women aren't, the creators of the earth. You are not. You should not believe what Flame said, women. Your reproductive parts do not matter. But you're preaching to your audience of women all this LGBTQ stuff and expecting us to buy it. No, dear. No, you need to reevaluate your audience and try again.